I'm Tia. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have an original book tag for you. Now I looked and searched on YouTube to see if anyone else might have made the same or similar book tag, and I couldn't find it anywhere, so I decided just to go ahead and make this one up on my own. I know that we all have genres that we probably love the most or more than others, and ones that we probably are not that interested in, and we've probably all received some sort of snobbery when it comes to what we're reading or what we want to read. So I thought it would be fun to talk about those experiences here on Booktube. So question number 1, Adaptation Snob. Do you always read the book before you see the movie? And for me, I 98% always read the book before I see the movie. It's generally a hard and fast rule for me, although I'm sure there are some things out there that I did watch the movie of before I actually read the book, but I couldn't think of any off the top of my head, or just when I was coming up with this tag, I could not think of a single movie that I actually watched before I read the book. If I end up not reading the book, then I just end up never seeing the movie or the TV show. I've been wanting to watch Outlander and Poldark and Game of Thrones for forever, but I haven't read any of those books, so I haven't watched any of those TV shows. Question number 2 is format snob. You can only choose one format to read books for the rest of your life. Which one do you choose? Physical books, ebooks, or audiobooks? And for me, it's gotta be physical books. There's just something about holding that physical book in my hands, seeing the words on the printed page and feeling it in my hands, the smell, something about it just makes that story stick in my mind longer than any of the other formats. Question number 3 is ship snob. Would you date or marry a non-reader? So I'm already married and my husband is actually a reader, which is awesome. I can't say that I actually knew that going into it. I think we might have talked about books a little bit beforehand, so I maybe lucked out a little bit there. However, I would say that in the past, before we got married, I definitely dated people who were not readers, but luckily I married a reader, and if I had to go back and do it all over again, I don't know. I guess it depends on how desperate I got for a date. I don't know, but I'd like to think that I would stick with readers so that we had something in common to talk about. Question number 4, genre snob. You have to ditch one genre never to be read again for the rest of your life. Which one do you ditch? So this is a really hard question. It's really hard for me to say that there's a genre that I'll never read again for the rest of my life, because I like to try different genres and books so much. But I think if I have to, that I would ditch horror, only because I'm really a scaredy cat, and it'd probably be best for me not to read those things anyway, so that I'm not up all night always thinking about them. Question number 5, uber genre snob. You can only choose to read from one genre for the rest of your life. Which genre are you going to choose? So this is another really hard question, because I like to read from all different genres, but I think that if I could only choose one, I would go with historical fiction. And that is because I feel like historical fiction allows you to read widely, like from a lot of different years and a lot of different countries, a lot of different varied backgrounds, and I think it would keep things interesting forever, even though it's only one genre. Question number 6, community snob. Which genre do you think receives the most snobbery from the bookish community? So another hard question, but I think from everything that I've seen on Booktube and from other readers that I've encountered in real life, that I would have to say the romance genre or the chick lit genre. I'm kind of choosing two, aren't I? Yeah, I feel like the romance genre just gets a lot of slack. Like, if people think or know that that's all you read sometimes they're not that kind about it, that they sort of intimidate, or they sort of insinuate that that's not really important reading, or you're not really a reader. Yeah. And number 7, Snobbery Recipient. Have you ever been snubbed for something that you have been reading? So yes, I have, of course, probably everyone has. But my particular story is that I was hanging out with several male friends and acquaintances, and of course their wives too. And the men were talking about having recently read Ready Player One. And I joined in and said, you know, how I liked certain things about it or whatever. And one of the men was like, "What? You read Ready Player One?" And I was like, "Yeah. Are you surprised? Why are you surprised?" "Oh, it's just that it's not a Nicholas Sparks book or anything like that." And I was so angry because he knew, I guess, somehow, or maybe he just thought because I was a woman that I only read Nicholas Sparks, or maybe I had told him before that I had read Nicholas Sparks. I don't know. So he just assumed that that was all that I ever read, was just Nicholas Sparks romance books, and that I couldn't read or didn't read science fiction or anything else. It was really quite offensive. So I am really looking forward to hearing all of your answers to these questions, and I'm going to tag 7 people since there were 7 questions. So let's see, 7 people. Let's go with Jason at Weird Reads, Angie at Literary Labors, Celia, Katie at Book Bliss. If you do tags, I'd love for you to do this one. Nikki at I Read Past My Bedtime, Amanda at The Curly Reader, Lacey at Turn the Page, Anne at Elizabeth Ann Reads, Cozy Reader Kelly, Pauline at Dancing Lawn, and Passion for Books 79. Also, if you're watching this tag and I didn't tag you below, I would love for you still to do it. Let me know down in the comments if you've done it or what your thoughts on any of these questions are. I would love to hear your answers. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.